Hi, this is Amy Lewis.
Maybe more makeup.
This is Engineers Unplugged. Welcome back to Engineers Unplugged. I'm here with Adam and Lauren, and we're going to be talking about UCS Grand Slam. It's not just a breakfast platter, but what are they going to talk about? So Lauren, take it away.
All right, thanks, Amy. Like Amy said, I'm Lauren Malhoy, and with Adam Ackerley, and we actually used to work together, and Adam taught me all I know about UCS. So I'm going to rely on him to do a lot of this, essentially. And so, Adam, what do you really like about UCS?
Well, I think the flexibility is paramount. You know, customers, and the reason when I was a customer that I got into UCS was really around the service profiles and being able to finally treat the hardware as a pool of resources. Mm-hmm. You know, it's been said many times, but UCS is built from the ground up with virtualization in mind. Mm-hmm. And especially, you know, now being at VMware, that, hey, I love that,
right.
And our customers love it too. So it's a great platform, and you know, we can kind of dig into why that is. But you know, customers, for example, dealing with service profiles, being able to spin up ESX hosts, you know, very quickly in using things like UCS Director or other automation platforms, you know, in an automated fashion without much input, has been, you know, a tremendous value.
We get that stateless computing. We're able to boot from SAN. We're able to change out, well, the stateless computing, we're able to change out UCS blades and things like that. Create pools that we can reuse over and over again, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's a great point. And another reason why customers and I fell in love with UCS is because it was really the first platform that I had ever worked with that you could really pull a server out, put a new piece of hardware in, and truly just power it right back on, and it takes the personality that you give it. Yeah. No other platform that I'd ever worked with, you could do that. There was always manual intervention. You always had to get the storage guys involved or people. Networking people involved, you know, where you could take ownership of the infrastructure with UCS, and you could own it as a virtualization admin. This is the first time that an admin has really been enabled to do it.
Yeah. So how does, I mean, we don't need effects anymore. How does that networking kind of look now without the effects? Like how does that look? Can you whiteboard that out?
Yeah, absolutely. So just a little bit of background on that. With UCS, another great value add is that we can manage not only blade servers with UCS Manager and the infrastructure, but also rack mount servers. We don't need add-on pieces of software. You don't need you know, different hardware for the rack and the blade servers. It's all one cohesive infrastructure. Awesome. So everything in UCS is really managed by the FIs, right?
The Fabric Interconnects.
Exactly. Thank you. And then, you know, of course, we have our UCS chassis, and like I said, now we can add in our rack mount servers over here. And before, we did need to have the FEXs or fabric extenders to connect up the rack mount servers into the Fabric Interconnects. But with some not even hardware updates, just firmware updates, you know, the power of software, we're able to take out that extra kind of hop, and now we can go directly into the Fabric Interconnects, and of course we're cross-connected for redundancy and all that. So traffic can flow through this layer 2 environment very, very quickly, low latency, and packets get to where they need to go.
So, and everything's managed through UCS Manager then?
That's right, one common interface, no matter if it's a blade or a rack mount. And if we want to create a service profile for an ESX host on a blade, but we want to transfer that to a rack mount, a couple clicks, drag and drop, and you're done.
Very cool.
So really easy.
All right, so how does UCS Director then play into all of this? Like, where does that stand in the stack?
Yeah, so UCS Director can kind of be just an overlay, and it's not necessarily an overlay of, let's label this here. And it's not just an overlay of UCS, the UCS cloud, so to speak. It can overlay other different pieces of the infrastructure. It's got tie-ins to storage, obviously networking.
ACI.
Yes. So you know, you can control all that. So you can provision end to end. And UCS was built, you know, like I said before, with virtualization in mind. So the API is very strong, very powerful. You can do all this provisioning from your automation platform or your cloud management platform. And you can also do it. There's a great PowerShell toolkit for UCS, which people really love. There's a lot of sort of PowerShell toolkits out there today, but UCS is one of the better ones, more fully featured. If you were to ask me to just provision an ESX host from PowerShell, we'd be able to do that end-to-end with that toolkit.
So can you tell me a little bit more about the vSphere integration?
Yeah,
or any VMware integration, really?
Yeah, absolutely. So within, we can do a limited management of the UCS infrastructure from the vSphere web client now. Obviously, there's going to be some things that you have to go to UCS Manager for, but we can do things like take a look at how the infrastructure actually maps to the ESX host, because everything's sort of abstracted, and we don't know, one ESX host unless the service profile is named the same thing. We're not able to make that connection. The UCS plugin allows us to see how the hardware actually maps to the hosts and the software and the data stores and everything. So it provides that level of visibility to sort of figure out where things kind of laid out.
Very cool. All right. Well, thanks, Adam. I appreciate the explanation on all of that.
Okay, very useful. But you know what time it is.
Uh-oh.
It's UCS unicorn time. So I would like to see, a UCS unicorn.
A UCS unicorn.
Absolutely. It's built for virtualization.
Okay.
Okay. All right. What about a UCS made of unicorn?
Well, you draw yours. It's a competition,
Okay.
right?
All right.
Oh yeah. Unicorn drawdown. Go.
Well, I mean, the most important part. So it looks more like a rhinoceros. Can I erase? This is terrible. You don't even need to see mine. How can I do that?
We've never had a unicorn block. Okay, we've got one of the more common. We've got the turtle corn here, which is a definite way that people go about it. I like what's going on here. I do. We've got another contestant here, Lauren. Has pretty much said that as a unicorn, you can be a serious geek and talk at the same time. So that is in fact unicorn.
I think that's your definition, right?
She's staked me with my own
Playing to
definition.
my audience.
Never ever invite smart people on your show. This is what we've learned. So thank you so much, Adam. Thank you, Lauren.
Thank you.
Great information about UCS. We'll see you next time on Engineers Unplugged.